Okay, so now we are going to learn about the position of speaker. Okay, see, the speaker is elected from among the members of Lok Sabha. Okay, speaker is elected from among the members of Lok Sabha. See, soon after the first sitting, the members elect a speaker for the Lok Sabha. Okay, and usually speaker remains in office till the term of Lok Sabha. Okay, so till the term of Lok Sabha, the speaker generally remains in office. But there are some conditions under which the office of speaker become vacant. So whenever a seat become vacant, the members elect another speaker. Okay, by means we always need a speaker to hold that function. Okay, so whenever a seat of the speaker become vacant, the members elect a new speaker. Okay, so there are some conditions under which the seat of a speaker become vacant. One is if he or she ceases to be a member of Lok Sabha. That is, if he is not a member or he is removed or he ceases to be a member of Lok Sabha, then his seat of a speaker automatically becomes vacant. Okay, second condition, resigns. If the speaker resigns, addressing it to the deputy speaker, then also the speaker post become vacant. Next one is if a speaker is removed from office by a resolution which is passed by all the then members of the house. All then members, that is, we can say that through effective majority. So through effective majority only a speaker can be removed. See, we learned all the types of majority under our constitution, and we learned that under effective majority examples we learned that the removal of speaker. So speaker can be removed by effective majority. Okay, so under these three conditions the seat of a speaker become vacant. One is if he ceases to be a member. Okay, if he resign by addressing the resignation to the deputy speaker, the speaker gives his or her resignation to deputy speaker. Okay, and not to the president of India. Okay, speaker address resignation to deputy speaker, and if he or she is removed by a resolution passed by all the majority of all the then members of the house, that is by effective majority. So in these conditions the office of speaker become vacant, and whenever the office of speaker become vacant, then they members elect a new speaker. Okay, and normally the speaker hold office for till the end of the life of Lok Sabha. Fine, so these are all the position regarding speaker and the conditions when the position become vacant. And please note down, when a resolution for the removal of speaker is undergoing, at that time the speaker cannot preside. See, he is the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha. Okay, but at the condition, that is when the removal of his motion is being taken place under the Lok Sabha, at that time the speaker cannot preside there. He cannot preside over the house. Okay, but he can participate. He can participate or took part in voting at that time, but cannot preside over the house. See, again, regarding the office of speaker, there is one concept called cast vote. This is nothing but normal times the speaker can make a cast vote only. That means if say a bill is being passed in the house, during the parliamentary proceedings there arise equality of votes. Say example, if 400 persons were attended the meeting, and if 200 vote in favor of a bill or motion, and if 200 stood against the motion, at that time what happened? Equality of votes reached. At that time deadlock happened. That is, the bill will not be passed or the motion will not be passed. So role of speaker is in the time of equality of vote. At that time only the speaker can vote in the proceedings. Fine, I repeat once again, this concept is called cast vote. Usually the speaker can make only a cast vote. That means at the time of equality of vote, that means the same number of people stood for the motion or bill and some person stood against. When the equality of vote arises, there arises a deadlock. At that time only the speaker can vote. That means if the speaker is in favor of the bill will be passed or the motion will be passed. The speaker is against the bill will not pass. So this is the power of speaker. This is called cast vote. So during normal proceedings, the speaker cannot vote at the first instance itself. He can make only a cast vote. Fine. But when his removal is undergoing in the Lok Sabha, when the removal motion of the speaker is undergoing in the Lok Sabha, at that time he can vote first. Why? Because he is not presiding at that time. During the removal motion of a speaker, the speaker is not presiding there. Fine. At that time, he is only a normal member. At that time, he can vote at the first instance itself. But when he is presiding, he can make only a cast vote. That means when there is a equality or tie arose, at that time only the presiding officer can vote. But when his removal is being considered, he is not presiding. At that time, he can vote at the first time itself. Okay. Okay, then. Next, we are going to learn about the powers and functions of Speaker of Lok Sabha. See, we know that he is the head of Lok Sabha. Okay. So his decision will be final regarding the parliamentary proceedings. Regarding the parliamentary proceedings, the decision of the speaker will be final. Okay, and we can say that the position or the source of power of speaker is derived from the Constitution of India, because Constitution mentions certain powers of speaker. It is also mentioned in rules of procedure of Lok Sabha. Okay, and also through parliamentary conventions, there are some special powers to speaker. I repeat once again, speaker is the head of the Lok Sabha and his decision will be final regarding the parliamentary matters within the house, that is within the Lok Sabha, and the power is derived from Constitution, because Constitution contains many powers regarding speaker, and rules of procedure of Lok Sabha also contains some of the powers of speaker, and also in parliamentary convention. It's a tradition. We are doing some, we following some convention that also we follow, which derives some powers given to the speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay, and his main function is to maintain order and decorum in the house. Decorum in the sense a polite behavior of the members, a decency. Okay. So it is a duty of the speaker or the presiding officer to maintain order or to maintain a polite behavior of the members of the Lok Sabha. That's the main one of the function of the speaker of Lok Sabha. That is to maintain the order and decorum in the parliament. Then, as I said, he is the final interpreter of provisions of Constitution or provisions of rules of procedure in the Lok Sabha, or provisions of or related to parliamentary conventions. So within the house, inside the Lok Sabha, he is the final interpreter of the provisions of Constitution, rules of Lok Sabha and other parliamentary conventions also. Fine. Next, the speaker can adjourn or suspend the sitting of a house when there is no required quorum. So we must know what is meant by adjournment or what is meant by quorum. Adjournment is nothing but the termination of a sitting. Termination of a sitting. It is simple. Usually the meeting is conducted in the Lok Sabha. Okay, so they will sit in the morning and afternoon also. Sometimes at that time the speaker say the house is adjourned. That means the sitting is end at that time. And the sitting can be resumed after a few hours or a few days or a few weeks, depends upon the speaker. Okay, So sitting of a, so the termination of a sitting of a house is called adjournment. Quorum means to conduct a meeting in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, there requires a minimum number of MPs. So quorum is to conduct a meeting, 10% of members should be there to start a meeting in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So regarding Lok Sabha, there are 545 members. So 10% means 54.5. So we need 55 members in the Lok Sabha to start a meeting. So if the presiding officer found that there are only less than the quorum, members are only less than the quorum, then the speaker has the power to adjourn or to suspend the meeting of the house. Fine. Repeat once again. Adjourn means the termination, that's the end of a sitting, only a sitting. Okay. That is called adjournment. Quorum means there need a minimum number of MPs to continue the meeting or to initiate a meeting. If there is no such minimum number, the minimum number is 10% of the total MPs. In case of Lok Sabha, it is 55. That is 10% of 545. Okay. If at that time only, say at some only 50 MPs are present or only 40 MPs are present in Lok Sabha, speaker can adjourn or suspend the sitting or suspend the meeting of the house. The speaker has such a power also. Fine. And as I said earlier, speaker has the power of cast vote. In case of equality of votes, to avoid a deadlock, the speaker casts his vote. During normal times, he does not vote at the first time itself. Only in case equality of votes, presiding officer votes. But during his removal motion is taken place, at that time he is not presiding there, so he can vote at the first time itself. Okay. Then we can say that among his power, he presides over the joint sitting of a house. See, we discussed earlier that whenever a deadlock arose for the passage of bill in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, the president has the power to call for a joint sitting. Joint sitting means all the members of both the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha sit together and put the matter for discussion and they vote. At that time, someone has to preside, right? And in that joint sitting, it is the speaker of Lok Sabha who presides over the joint sitting. This shows the importance of speaker in our parliamentary proceedings. Okay. And again we can say that the presiding officer or the speaker has the power to call for a secret sitting in the Lok Sabha. Secret sitting means nothing but at that time the outsiders are not allowed. Outsiders are not allowed during the secret sitting of a house. Okay. Then regarding money bill, see, Lok Sabha has some special powers. Similarly, Rajya Sabha has some special powers. See, one of the power of Lok Sabha is that regarding money bill. Among that, it is the speaker who declares a bill as a money bill or not. It is the duty or the power or the function of the speaker to declare a bill as a money bill. See, regarding money bill, Lok Sabha has some special powers. Rajya Sabha has very, very limited powers regarding money bill. So, if a speaker endorses a bill as a money bill, then it is declared as such. Okay, so this is one of the most important power of speaker in our parliamentary proceedings. Okay, and regarding disqualification of members of parliament under anti-defection law, that is under 10th schedule, the decision of speaker is final. Speaker disqualifies a person of the Lok Sabha regarding anti-defection law. But thing is that it is subjected to judicial review. This is subjected to judicial review, but it is the power of speaker to disqualify a member of Lok Sabha in case of anti-defection law. Fine. And also it is a speaker who appoints chairman of parliamentary committees in Lok Sabha. Appoints chairman of parliamentary committees of Lok Sabha. So these are the most important functions of presiding officer of Lok Sabha. I repeat once again all these things. Lok Sabha is presided over by Lok Sabha speaker, and there are other officers like deputy speaker and a panel of chairpersons also. Okay. and speaker is elected from the members. See, soon after the first sitting, the members of the Lok Sabha elect a speaker. And whenever the seat becomes vacant, they elect a new member as the speaker of the Lok Sabha. The condition under which the office of speaker become vacant is when the concerned speaker ceases to be a member of parliament. That is, he is no more a member of Lok Sabha. At that time, the office of the speaker becomes vacant. Then, if speaker addresses his or her resignation to the deputy speaker. See, please note that to whom a concerned officers address their resignation. See, the President of India address resignation to the Vice President of India. Vice President of India address resignation to the President of India. The judges of Supreme Court address resignation to the President of India. CM address resignation to the Governor. Likewise, there are some, you must note down some important constitutional officers to whom they address their resignation. In case of Lok Sabha, the Speaker address resignation to Deputy Speaker and Deputy Speaker address resignation to Speaker. So all those things can be asked in the preliminary examinations. Okay. Third condition for the vacancy of speaker seat comes under the removal. When a speaker is removed by the house, the majority need is effective majority. So in these three conditions, the office of speaker become vacant. So under the removal motion, when a removal motion of speaker is taken place, at that time the speaker cannot preside over the house because his removal motion is being taken place. At that time he cannot preside over the house, but he can participate and can vote at that time. At that time he can vote in the first instance itself. Why? Because he is not presiding. But in the usual normal times, he can make only a cast vote. Cast vote means during equality of votes, to resolve the deadlock, the speaker has the final authority to make a cast vote. Okay. Then regarding the powers and functions, he is the head of the Lok Sabha. So he is the final interpreter of the parliamentary proceedings inside the house, and his powers is derived from the Constitution of India, rules of procedure of Lok Sabha, and also from parliamentary convention. See, this is a previous year question. From where does the Speaker of Lok Sabha derives its powers? That is Constitution, rules of procedure of Lok Sabha, and also from parliamentary conventions. He maintains the order and decorum. Decorum is the polite or common behavior or decency of the members inside the parliament. He maintains it. And he is the final interpreter of the Constitution, rules of Lok Sabha, and all those parliamentary conventions. See, within the house, his interpretation of his decision is final. Okay, inside the house. Then he can adjourn or suspend the meeting if there is a lack of quorum. As I said, adjournment means termination of a sitting. Fine. Termination of a session is called prorogation. Termination of a sitting is called adjournment. Termination of a session is called prorogation. And the termination of the entire life of Lok Sabha is called dissolution. So we will be learning all those terms, okay? Adjournment, prorogation, dissolution. Adjournment means end of a sitting. Prorogation means end of a session. Dissolution means end of the life of Lok Sabha. Okay, we'll be discussing all those terms later. Okay, fine. So the speaker has the power to adjourn or suspend the house if there is a lack of quorum. Quorum means the minimum number of members required to conduct a meeting. It is 10% of the total strength of the house. In case of Lok Sabha, it is 545. In case of Rajya Sabha, also the 10% of total membership is the quorum required. Okay. So if the members present is only less than the required quorum, this presiding officer can adjourn or suspend the meeting at that time. Fine. Yes, power of presiding officer is to make a cast vote in case of equality of ties, and he presides of the joint sitting of the house. Joint sitting means whenever arises a deadlock between the passage of bill in case of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, President called for a joint sitting, and at that joint sitting, someone has to preside over the meeting, and it is presided by the Speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay, the Speaker, that is presiding office Lok Sabha, can allow for a secret sitting if the members made a request, and under secret sitting, outsiders are not permitted to watch over the. Okay. Then Speaker endorses a money bill. A bill as a money bill or not. Regarding money bill, Lok Sabha has some special powers. And regarding disqualification for anti-defection law, the presiding officer has the ultimate authority. He decides or he disqualifies a members based on anti-defection law, but it is subjected to judicial review. And appointment of chairman to the various parliamentary committees in Lok Sabha is done by the presiding officer of the house. Okay. Next, we want to know that how this concerned office could maintain the independence and impartiality in the house. See, all those important officers must be given independence and they also should maintain impartiality. Okay, independence and impartiality. Impartiality means nothing but not showing any biasness towards anyone or not favoring someone. Okay, being neutral. That's what mean by the term impartiality. Okay, being neutral. Okay, so what that for independence we can say that the speaker is provided with a security of tenure. See, normally he presides over the house during the entire life of Lok Sabha. He can only be removed by a resolution passed by effective majority. Then a speaker cannot be removed by a simple majority. Fine. That much protection is given to this concerned office. That is, normally speaker enjoy his term till the life of that concerned Lok Sabha. He can only be removed by a resolution passed by that effect by an effective majority and not by a simple majority. So that means protection is given to that concerned office. Okay. And as I said here earlier, he has the power to regulate the proceedings inside the house. Inside the house. Okay. So inside the house, he is the supreme authority. So inside the Lok Sabha, the speaker has the ultimate authority to make regulations for the proceedings of the house, and this regulating power is not subject to jurisdiction of any court. This regulating power of presiding speaker of the Lok Sabha is not subjected to jurisdiction of any court. That is regarding the parliamentary proceedings and the rules of procedure and all the regulations regarding parliamentary proceedings, speaker has the final word inside the house. It is not subjected to jurisdiction of any other courts. Okay, and again to maintain impartiality, we discussed earlier, he go for a cast vote. That is, he not vote at the first instance. Only in the case of equality of votes, he vote. Fine. And also this office is given more importance. That means, see, there is a concept called order of precedence. This is nothing but the rank of various officials under our country. Order of precedence means the rank. It's nothing but in the order of precedence, first comes the President of India. Second comes the Vice President of India. Third comes the Prime Minister of India. Likewise, the officials under our country are ranked according to their importance. This is called order of precedence. Okay. So under this order of precedence, the Speaker of Lok Sabha is equal to the Chief Justice of India. That is, Chief Justice of Supreme Court of India is similar in rank to, or Speaker of Lok Sabha is similar in rank to the Chief Justice of Supreme Court. So that much importance is given to the office of Speaker under our Indian Constitution. And also note that in this order of precedence, the Speaker is above all the cabinet ministers except Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister. So under the order of precedence, all the cabinet ministers except Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Ministers is below the rank of a speaker. That shows the importance of the office of speaker under our constitution. I repeat once again regarding independence and impartiality of office of speaker. The office of speaker is provided with a security of tenure. That is, normally he enjoys the office till the term of Lok Sabha, except he can be removed by a resolution passed to that effect by an effective majority and not by a simple majority. Fine. He has the power to regulate the proceedings inside the house, as I said earlier, and this power to regulate the function is not subject to jurisdiction of any court. That is, the court cannot interfere into the regulating power of the speaker inside the house. Okay. To maintain impartiality, he cannot vote at the first instance. Only in case of equality of ties, he can make a cast vote. And to show the importance of this concerned office, this in the order of precedence, that means the rank of various officials under our country, he is placed equal to the Chief Justice of Supreme Court. And the Speaker is above all those cabinet ministers except Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister. Okay, so this shows the importance of office of Speaker under our Constitution. Right.